Good morning, everyone. I'm just gonna draw some stuff today. I've spent the last, oh boy, feels like forever being sick or, um, I went, I went straight from being sick to getting food poisoning. Feels like, so I haven't been really fit for streaming. But I have been trying to draw. Uh, so. And since I start my new job at oh yeah, there's been the interviews too that's kind of interrupted my streaming. But since I've got my job starting at the Amazon buildings for the holiday season, um, I'm gonna just draw today. I got some characters I gotta practice, stuff like that. Allergy medication to take because this is kind of early for me right now. Because again, I've been sick. I've been very sick. So anyway, um, like I said, I've just been practicing my my characters. I want to try and get them to look uniform. I think she's getting close. I actually like where she's at with this more like a comic booky style of coloring her in everything, just black and white. Um, I'm not quite happy where he's at. Of course, Arkip has been a tricky character when I took him into design, so. Anyway, you can see I put a lot of effort into these renderings of him, but he's actually pretty tough. Um, it's been a while since I've done head studies for him and stuff, so figuring out his head proportions and how everything fits together has been a little I already said tough, but and then of course he's got a big thick neck like that. Cause you kind of have to have a big thick neck to hold up a head that big, and that's actually why I shortened the head quite a bit from just a horse head or whatever. I'm just gonna throw on some music and I'm just gonna draw, I guess. So then I'll go ahead and just mute myself. If you want to say hey in the chat, just I do have that on a separate screen, so you can go ahead and say hi. Or if you want anything in particular for me to just sketch up, I am not going to have time for a Sunday sketch this week, I can tell you that. So, um, yeah, just give me a shout out. Well, that was gonna drive me nuts. That royalty-free music just keeps looping forever and ever. So we're not gonna listen to that. I thought I'd give it a try though. That's from Bensound. Uh, I don't know, what the accreditations are for that, but that's from Bensound. I feel like it's useful to have royalty-free music, but that is just I can't handle the loops. I don't like that. Let's see. Let's just do like give him a good old like oh no, actually he looks puzzled in this one, so let's give him just kind of a long grimace. There we go. Perfect. It's hard because he's got kind of a bull face to make him expressive, so and that's really what I'm practicing now is face shapes and expressions. So this is his version of this face over here that she has. Let's do one. Let's do one for her. So let's do a funny one. One of the reasons I gave her this great pompadour hairstyle was really to allow me to like first off, I was just attracted to a female pompadour as the hairstyle, but also it I found that it gave me the opportunity to get real cartoony with her hair and have it actually be part of her expressions. So, for instance, this expression, which is going to be a big old scaredy face, just like that, right? And you see how I have taken her pompadour and just gone up with it like kind of like an exclamation point. And hidden her nose because it really doesn't serve any purpose for this expression. Of course, and since it's a cartoon, I can do whatever I want with it. Actually, her face is a little bit more centered than that, so I'm just going to pull the hair back. And just elongate everything. This has been my favorite expression to draw for this character for this exact reason, because I just she just gets so ridiculous looking. And then we gotta make the upper lip, full like that, and there you go. That's the expression. Just, I mean, it's that's this is her silly scream. When people scream, it's kind of ugly. I've noticed. You get the teeth, you get that whole thing there, and the face scrunches up. It ends up looking really, really ugly. But uh, so if I were to give her like a real scream, it'd be like what her. She's got kind of a big nose, so that would scrunch up. And then, of course, got to show the teeth. And the tongue kind of curls. Thicken that upper lip. And just all the wrinkles you can think of, you know? And then, like, that's where her cheek is. And I mean, you see what I mean about Screams being ugly? I mean, I'd have to restructure the face a little bit, I think, because that I did squish it up a little bit, and it's got to come more like draw it down more, away from the nose. But like the nose does raise up, and then the jaw drops, so it elongates the entire face. You see, which means her cheeks and her eyes and stuff, they end up. This is actually more of a yell than a scream now that I'm actually drawing it. I like to draw her ears as like little boxes, just for style. It still kind of has that ear shape, you know, with the lobes, but and then I guess with this scream we'd have that pompadour kind of shoot out front like that and get all square, you know. Oh man, this feels good. It's good to get back to this. It's been a while. I mean, not just the drawing, but streaming too, because I don't know, I've missed it. I have. So, so that'd be her like real ugly yell face, which I just don't feel looks good. Actually, it looks particularly really gross. Um, but yeah, people get really ugly when they yell. So, anyway, let's do. So let's work on this design that I've had. That's what I think I'll do. So the female, I think I'm liking more and more where her face is at, and her body's fine. I mean, I need to do some uh, things to unify the style, right? But there's one character that's still evading me, and this has been a design for the sort of friendly non-humanoid insect alien character, right? And so when you're looking at designs and you're looking at, let me try and get comfortable in this chair because my leg is falling asleep. Okay, when you're looking at designs and you're looking at friendliness, right? Because basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a non-human um, alien character because why would or non-humanoid alien character because why on earth would the entire universe evolve the same way we have, right? That doesn't make any sense. So trying to come up with an alien design that is not humanoid, first off, and also doesn't come off as just a monster, like just a beast or some kind of uh, bad guy, basically, because like that seems to be the way it goes. Either they're an animal or they are um, bad, and they want to eat you or they want to destroy humanity or whatever. Look at basically every single example that I can think of. You got Alien, you got oh what? I think the one example, Galaxy Quest kind of does a good job because they're nice. Aliens are kind of squid people, but they use a disguise. So actually, Galaxy Quest I think is the standout exception. Um, but like Star Trek aliens, you know, stuff like that. They all are just people with stuff on their faces. Okay, so I'm trying to do a friendly like insect character. Now he's got to meet some requirements. Okay, so first off, he's got to have fine motor skills. Fine motor kills. There we go. Skills. Got the other S on there. Sorry. Um. Uh. He needs to be approachable, right? Uh. Approachable. And I think that's it. I think that's really all we're looking for. Oh, non-human. Okay, so friendly, approachable, non-human. Fan. Fine motor skills. Never mind. I tried. Um, Baymax. He needs to be Baymax. Okay. So he's got to have fine motor skills, which means he's got to have fingers, um, maybe like a hand, but hands tend to be more humanoid. If I give him a hand, then I've got to give him arms and stuff, right? So I'm thinking maybe what if the fine motor skills are more like chopsticks? What if it's more like little insect grabby bits, right? And if the grabby bits have little claspers, like maybe they're like little crab claws, right? That could work. Because you got a pincer, but you don't want it to be a sharp pincer because you're not trying to cut things. Well, maybe you do want it to be a sharp pincer, and they just have enough control over it to not snip things. So we'll give them crab claws, right? So you got your kind of crab claw looking thing. Um, and let's see, crab claws are kind of like they're round and they've got like a little thing there and a little thing here, something like that. Um, this part's usually more curved, and then this part gets like serrated in there so that they can snip things or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how it works or why. Why do crab claws look and work the way they do. But little grabby bits, right? And it's kind of like he has thumbs. So could have crab claws, could have little chopstick pincers too. You know, so he has like spider legs or whatever, but they have little pokey bits at the end that they can use to, you know, kind of like fingers, right? And they can just like, you know, grab stuff in the middle there. Like a pencil, right? Oh, okay. Or I guess that looks a little bit more like a paint right there. That looks a little bit more like a pencil. So crab claws, and then little so crab claws for big things, and then little spidery looking leg things for the little things. So we are looking at some kind of crustacean, I think, or insect maybe. But I think the claws will definitely read something like a scorpion or a crab. Hmm. Okay. Okay, so let's see, what else do we need him to do? So we've got fine motor skills. He's got the little you know, pincy little chopsticky claws for finer motion and things. And then he's got the big claws for, you know, lifting and carrying and stuff. Um, so then we have we have that. He needs to be approachable. Now I've just given him uh, you know, spindly little spider legs and big old honking crab claws, so how do we make it approachable? Well, round is a very friendly shape, okay? Round things are just nice, right? If I made him a square, like look at this. If I made him a square and gave him these, you know, like, let me just whip up something. And he's got claw there and claw there. And then let's just cover him with these fine motor. Like that's just a box of death, and it looks spiky and stuff. But if I were to make this shape round, right? Actually, make this shape round. Bring those claws in. And then you know, lay these back a little bit. You know, that's actually kind of cute. That's a little cuter, you know? And he's not necessarily meant to be a cute character, but certainly this goes a long way towards being nice to look at, right? Some little spider crab guy. So I guess the next thing to talk about is locomotion, right? Because these his spindly little spider leg things are gonna be more about him having fine precision uh, and in his movement and things, um, so that he can, so that they as a people can develop technologies. You know, same as us. We've developed tools that give us, you know, the ability to turn this into much more precise. I don't know where my tweezers are, but we have tools, right, that allow us to deal with small, precise things. And so these guys need to be able to develop tools and all that kind of stuff. So, but how's he gonna get around? Maybe. So I want him to be terrestrial. Um. Well, yeah, yeah. I think having them be. Well, I don't know. They could fly. I don't know. Give a shout out if you want them to fly or be terrestrial, which is land based, right? Walk around, right? Because if they fly most of the time, then having the spindly legs is fine, and they can be, they can look basically like this with their spindly little spider legs, and then give them like, I don't know, like a beetle shell and little wings just buzzing away, flapping away there. And then let's give them a head. And then his like crab claw thing. Which, when he's flying, I think they'll hang like that. And then these just long, wispy, they'll just hang out there. Kinds of things. Ooh, that's actually creepy when you color him in dark like that. Let's not do that. Ooh, want the eye back though. So that's one way to do it for sure. Maybe make him kind of beetly, right? But I'm thinking maybe if he's terrestrial, we do more like a little centipede thing, right? Because centipedes are kind of cute. So we give him the head, and then we'll give him a big kind of a big body there, and then little, you know, centipede legs, and then here on top, I kind of like the idea of him being able to like look up, right, like that, and he's got his little crab claws, and look up and just, maybe he, okay, so we'll bring back the beetle shell, right? And the beetle shell will pop open like they do. And then out of here will come all these like little leg pincer dealy bobs, and he can just like pick berries with it, I guess, from this bush. There's just a little berry bush here, and he's just gonna wiggle on by, and he's just gonna pick the berries, and he's just gonna bring them down, and he's gonna hold them like right over his head, and then he's just gonna march on by. I think I made the body too long, but you get the idea. Like okay, so let's make him a little beetly. Give him a little bit longer of a body because I do want him to be able to like sit up Because if I do him this way, then he can go and kind of do like a tail sit kind of deal, like a snake. And then he can kind of, you know, have his little crab claws here. But then he could put away his little. Oh, actually, I like that. What if we just have the back end be like a big curly tail? Huh. That actually looks like a design that I've been using for a little bit. Maybe I've actually maybe that actually does work. I've been worried about it not working, but I actually think I don't know. What do you guys think? Does a does a little beetle with a weird like gecko tail thing work? I'm gonna draw him bigger. That's what I'll do. I'll draw him bigger. So let's make a new layer. And so I'm thinking, so he's like a little beetle, right? And then, but then he's got this big, like muscly, uh, reptile-y sort of tail. It's just all kinds of muscle so that he can sit on it. Because I don't know, there's something inherently cute about that. And then that just goes, back into a little, let's see. I think I actually made that a little too big. There we go. Goes back into a little dealy bob for really no reason. Just because I think the shape is pleasant. It's a nice way to end it, right? And then he'll lean forward, right? Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't sit on the tail. Maybe that's asking too much. Because he's a beetle, so he's not going to be able to. He doesn't really have a neck to like lean forward with. And you know what? That's fine. Maybe he just has the tail uh, to make him look nice, or maybe he doesn't have the tail at all. So let's see. What can I head shape? Probably again round. Ladybugs are round, and they're a very friendly looking bug. So what if we make him? We'll make him like a ladybug, right? Because nobody's afraid of a ladybug. Or I've yet to see anyone who's afraid of a ladybug anyway. And he's got a little mouth parts because he's gotta have those little mouth parts, right? Actually, kind of looks like a hornet face now, but that's okay. And then we give him these big crab claws that go right next to his face, but we're gonna make him, kind of round and kind of friendly. So he's like hiding the pointy bits. And I guess we got to give him like little, like stronger legs, because you want to know where the legs are. Because the crab claws aren't legs, you know. We want to give him actual legs. You know, throw some mushrooms on that, and that's basically Paris, isn't it? And then, really, what ends up happening is you get this. You get the beetle shell to kind of open up here, like that, and then these like arms fold up out of it. And we'll give him 4 because they got to be matched so that he can do like the fine again those fine motor skill things. And those will be able to just rotate around in all kinds of different directions, but mostly in front of him. Does that look friendly? Does that look approachable? I don't know. Maybe if we give him some color. Let's give him a little color. So let's make him. What's a friendly color? Friendly colors are like blues and pinks and stuff. So yeah, what if we made him have like big, nice blue eyes, right? No, that doesn't really look right. Okay, so we'll give him like a blue-gray. Yeah, there we go. And he's nice and shiny because he's kind of shiny because he's a beetle. Beetle crab thing. And then, actually make that a little bit lighter, huh? And then, let's give him yellow eyes, maybe? Ooh, no. And they gotta be buggy eyes. Bug eyes have, you know what? He got red. Red seems like it'd be good. You gotta have that bug eye effect. So I'm putting little dots in there, and then I'm gonna put little white dots in there. Where the light's gonna hit, and then little black dots. Oop. Let's make them dark red dots. There we go. Kind of towards the bottom there. I don't know. I mean, Tentamon is a beetle, basically. He doesn't really look that friendly, though, if you think about it. Maybe this is the best I can do, and I'll just deal with it. him looking, less friendly and stuff. Let's polish him up a little bit though, huh? Gotta give him those light spots where his shell is a little reflecty, because he keeps it shiny. He keeps himself clean. He keeps himself in good condition. Now the question is, how big are these? Because I'm thinking they need to be camouflaged, or they need to be able to hide and survive, but also, gonna want them to like build up a civilization. Maybe they are small, but not too small. Maybe they're like, like this size? Maybe like a loaf of bread? Or like a turtle. They could be turtle size. Although that varies wildly. Okay. Interesting. Well, it kind of saddens me because this actually doesn't change much from the design that I was using before, and I really wanted to, but I think my brain kind of just went to the same place, oh, round is friendly, um, give him some friendly colors, give him friendly shapes, make him terrestrial. I ended up basically with the same thing that I had before, which is a little disappointing. Although that flying one definitely has some merit. Maybe let's do a quick mock-up of what that might look like, right? So a flying insect needs eyes that go like more like all around, right? So if he's gonna fly, we're gonna give him bigger eyes, right? Kind of like that. And then I guess I still wanted to have the little bug looking mouth. I still want that, right? So then his beetle shell opens up. It's got to open up a lot more for flying, I feel like. We can make his body a bit rounder, and it's gonna hang down a little bit more. And then his beetle shell is gonna open up, and he's gonna have the buzz wings. And those are just gonna go flapping. And then he's got his crab claw doohickeys here. And then the long spindly. And again, let's give him like 4, because that seems fine. And then little nubbly things. And of course, he doesn't use those for walking around. He uses those for just grabbing things. So he's flying a lot, and then just like just chopsticking stuff up. So like comes down here and then comes out here, and then he's like, so this is like what he might look like carrying something. And let's say he's carrying like a big piece of fruit right there. Although we did say earlier that these legs are not necessarily for carrying, and they are kind of spindly, so maybe he doesn't carry a piece of fruit in there. Maybe so he's just gonna use this to, I don't know. Let's have him type at a keyboard. Why not? He's pushing buttons. And then let's take basically the same colors we were using, which is going to be this nice blue-gray. And then this nice kind of pink color. And then a white. And then a dark red. Okay. So yeah. Two iterations. They look fairly similar, but they have some very distinct differences, very key differences. Let me know what you think in the comments on this at some point. I would love to know which one of them you would hang out with and why. If you had to pick one of them and be like, oh, he could be my buddy, and let me know why, because I'd be interested to figure that out as well. See if I can't incorporate it a little bit better into the design. Um, but I think I am just out of time for now. I gotta get some breakfast and stuff. Because I like I woke up like an hour ago and I have a doctor's appointment today. It's a whole thing. So anyway, probably should shave, man. Thanks for joining me. It's good to be back. It's good to be back at this, just doodling away and coming up with designs. I gotta practice drawing more because I'm gearing up to um, finally finish some of those Patreon sketches that I've been working on, and also working on something that I'm hoping to get out by Halloween, but we'll see. We'll see if I can do it. Um, Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next time. Until then, goodbye, friends.